gosh, it's so like, this is such an interesting conversation, like in another angle where it's like, I've always said, like, because there's this conversation when you have people and business owners and stuff, and you say like, hey, go take the risk, right? But you don't have the twitch anymore. Like you just kind of get it, right? And it's like, I don't have that twitch anymore. It's like, all right, well, I guess one of us is gonna die. I hope it's not me. Here we go, you know. And
oh yeah,
but I think that what you notice though is that there's that part before, and like when you talk about your kids and you talk about our kid, you know, in that scenario, it's like, what's that one part that people have to get over, do you think? What's the thing that you think that it's like, what do you think it is? Do you think it's loss of people around you? Do you think it's, or like, what do you think it is?
I think it's a person's ability to be uncomfortable with the unknown. I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to is, you know, I've always been a risk taker. You know, I just like trying new things. I'm that personality, and some people are not risk takers. And so, you know, Tony Robbins has a great line. He goes, you know, the quality of your life is going to be a direct result, a reflection of the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with, right? That's one of his famous lines. And I'm going, that is really true, because now me worrying about paying bills and stuff like that when I was an entrepreneur, like, and you do it 3 or 4 times, like living on the edge is just part of being an entrepreneur. Until you like, but you're in it for not living on the edge. You're in it for the time that there's a big payday and you can have $1 million or $2 million sitting in your bank account, like in one shot. I mean, because that's what an entrepreneur is always thinking about.
Which actually, the funny part feels exactly the same as when you got rid of the debt. No profit, but that victory, right?
Yeah, it was a victory. It was like, hey, I'm at zero. You know, like
yeah.
I didn't make any money. Like that was the big yelling from the rooftops. Like, wow,
or I didn't die.
Zero.
I didn't die.
And I think that's the other thing, by running lots of businesses and doing this and failing a lot and being successful and all sorts of things, is that you realize that this is just a game and you're bigger than the game. The game isn't bigger than you. You're bigger than the game. And you realize, like, yeah, until you have some level of success, it's hard. But once you have it, it's kind of like your mind is expanded, but now it can't go back. Like, so once you have that taste of success, you go, okay, I did it. I got money in the bank. I've done this. You know, I bought the car, bought the house, did all this stuff. You can do it over and over again. Even if you lose it, you're not afraid of it anymore. I think you know, this is what upsets me about politicians at times that seem to demonize businesses, you know, because they think it's so easy. Like, you have a business, you're rich, you have a business. That can't be further from the truth. I used to, and I know you being an entrepreneur, how many times did you sit there as an entrepreneur going, man, I should have just gotten a job. I would have made,
they'll do it.
I would have made great money. I used to think to myself all the time, I said, man, if I didn't leave, I would have been the CEO of my medical device company by now. I would probably be making like $2 million a year, running a big company. And I would have been doing that for the last 30 years. I used to say that so many times to myself, going, what the hell am I doing? Like, I am butchering my whole life here. I am struggling my whole life here for what? And I used to think, I'm going, because you have the ability here in the United States to create something extraordinary for you and your family. And we live in this country that gives us the opportunity. You've seen what happened in the pandemic the last couple of years. Other free countries that are so-called free weren't really free. You know, we really got freedom here, and I'm the pro-business. Leave me alone. Let me make some money here, and let me, you know, have great customers, and let me do something big. And let me tell you, it's really, really hard. It's really hard to be an entrepreneur, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it because you get the opportunity to do it here.